Hi, hello everybody. Welcome back. I didn't really think I'd get back to doing this, but my bedroom is burning hot and I just needed something to do. So this is stage 3 of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. It's a fun game. You get rings. You can hit some things. And Tails will follow you. It's a good time. It's a good time. I don't know, I could just talk about myself today. I currently go to Planet Fitness and I work out sometimes. I think that's all there is to me right now. Ah, shit. Sonic 3. It really does take me back. This was the first video game that I played, and, well, what can I say? I spent an entire childhood with this game. The PC port nonetheless. It's all a good time, you know. One thing that I failed to mention before is that for just about every 16-bit system, probably every one, the music technically was all MIDI. It's just, they were better samples, that's for sure. And on top of that, they also could include actual samples in their games, whereas Windows games had greater, not requirements, they had greater limitations in how much memory and storage you were really allowed to have. So games had to be smaller. And yet there is a port of Mega Man X for DOS that has perfect audio. I don't know what's up with that. So I guess Sonic got kind of short-shafted, but I don't know, some people actually kind of like the MIDIs better. It could be just because they're cleaner sounding, you know? I don't know why, but dodging those arrows as a kid was just really hard. Like, if you don't really know these games very well, it's just kind of a... You walk into things and then you go, oh, I walked into something and lost my rings, and then you pick them up and you walk into the next thing, really. And I do apologize for the sound of my keyboard clicking. It's something that right now with my my current studio, saying that with quotation marks, I can't really prevent. But I have taken some precautions to make sure that the recording quality itself comes out a bit better. If anyone's curious, and I'm sure nobody's curious, I use a Yeti stereo microphone from Blue. It's not bad, it works for all kinds of stuff. I'm at a silly point here where they make you go to the left. You know, after years of being taught to go to the right. Thankfully my 6 or 5-year-old self didn't really care, you know. You just go in one direction and then you go the other direction. And then maybe if you were lucky and went in the same direction long enough, you'd beat the game. Oh goodness. I think there's a mini-boss coming up. Yep, there it is. There we go. Didn't need any rings. I'm that cool. I'm that good. Yeah. We're getting vain already. Oh, I just remembered, Sonic's 25th anniversary is this year. I don't know if it's already happened or what, but that's pretty exciting. I remember Mario's 25th anniversary. That was quite a number of years ago. It might have been in, I want to say 2010? Probably am really off with that number, but I remember. It was a good time. Nintendo had all kinds of fun events and stuff set up for it. Right here, that's a pretty cool effect with the platform disappearing. I mean, animations like that are far and few between, you know. Especially when you start getting to crappy third-party titles. You either see companies trying way too hard or not trying at all, it seems. That's why so many games for the Super Nintendo and Genesis just didn't play well, is because they were like overworking the console's hardware so much they were getting no frames and no responsiveness out of the controls. And that's what makes or breaks a game, really, is how well it plays. No one's going to care how good it looks if it goes at 2 frames per second and is borderline unplayable. And, well, I guess this is a special stage again. Wasn't actually prepared to go to this one. So we'll jump cut to the end and we'll see how I did. Well, I thought I'd blocked myself in, but I managed to do a tricky jump and collected the final Chaos Emerald. Alright, so once you have all the Chaos Emeralds, it's the usual drill. Grab 50 rings, jump in the air. Well, it's different in this game maybe from others. Okay, maybe it simply is. You collect 50 rings, you jump in the air, you do Sonic's whoosh attack, and you become Super Sonic, and you get to listen to the same, like, 7-second loop for the rest of the level. It's great. Oh, and also you're fast and invincible, but who cares about that? It's all about the music that drives my mom insane. And no, I don't live with my mom. This right here is a place where Knuckles isn't able to get into since he can't jump high enough. I always liked the kind of branching paths that they had. Okay, we're gonna have a Robotnik encounter. There we go. Oh no, he got away. And also the level's collapsing, so we need to go really fast, which thankfully we're Sonic, so we can do that probably. And it's been quite a while since Sonic Generations came out, and we haven't really seen any good Sonic games since, which is pretty worrisome. And that final boss didn't last very long. I need to find more Let's Play material that'll be more engaging and easier to talk about. I mean, I don't even know if this is a Let's Play channel. I mean, most Let's Play channels barely get edited whatsoever, so I mean, call it what you like. I could move into the heavy editing format and see what happens, but I don't know. It works for some people. Just the whole heavy editing thing is, you have to deal with a bunch of pictures and Photoshop, and it just gets kind of messy in your hard drive if you don't have it well organized. Right here's a good place to accidentally clip through a freaking wall, so I'm going to try not to do that. As soon as this shield pops, Super Sonic's coming back into town, baby. Oh, and we got a big ring. This level is toast, unless I go through the floor again. Well, last time I played this on my own, I went through the floor, see? Super Sonic is not squish-proof, not fall-proof. And because we're Supersonic, we barely have to do anything during this boss fight. It's good times. Just hit this, it gets kind of erect. And its own weapon kind of takes care of the job, you know. Circumcised. Yeah, that joke was really bad. Alright, Act 2. And this is the infamous act where pretty much everyone who ever played this just got stuck because of this terrible obstacle. I think I talked about it very briefly in the last episode, but you'll see it when we get to it. I'm recording with my microphone sitting slantedly on the arm of my chair. Tails is trying so hard to follow along, but his AI is just too special. Oh, there we go. Here's the first memorable part of this level, which is Knuckles turning the lights off. I don't think you'd really even know if it didn't have those lights. You'd just think, oh, did my Windows just have an error or something? I'm gonna do the dispenser stage, because for one thing, I did crap at it the previous time, and two, I want to get a bubble so I don't just pop Supersonic. There we go. Ah, well, water bubble's good. I'll take it. I'll take it. Alright, here's the infamous room. So you get locked in, you can't leave, it's just you and this stupid thing, and your dumb mind thinks, oh, maybe jumping on it a bunch will help, but it doesn't do anything. You just get trapped down here forever, because there aren't real physics, and your life is over, until magically someone comes over to your house, or you actually open the instructions manual and learn that you're supposed to press up and down on the keyboard keys, like, or the game controller, I guess. But seriously, Sega, it's gotta be the worst thing ever. Like, because what happens, you go in there, you mess around with it, and if a miracle happens, you get through, or you just run out of time and you die. It's awful. Very poor design. And then the boss. But first, Knuckles is gonna play one more prank on us. Alright, cool. Then we get to see the clear night sky, which is very surreal if you're a 6-year-old who never got this far. And then Eggman just kinda can't do anything to us because we're super baby. And done. Oh. Wow, Tails, thanks. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna just leave it off here because I don't know how long I've been recording and I'm trying to kind of set a standard. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Have a fantastic rest of your day. That is not going to become my catchphrase.